DBS News. Fresh in the morning, eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
A youth and community symposium amongst events for the third Castlebruce reunion. Andrew Holness in Jamaica has said that both traditional media and social media cannot be relied upon to bring the facts about the performance of his government, and police orders protesters to leave downtown Los Angeles as Donald Trump says, bring in the troops. Good morning. Welcome to the DBS Major Morning News. We have the details of these and other stories coming up.
Drink and win with Distinction Milk. Purchase 2 large cans or 4 small cans of Distinction Milk and you get a chance to take home a Ninja Blender, $500 cash, or $500 shopping voucher from any local store you like. Just write your name and telephone number on your receipt and drop it into the box at your store, or WhatsApp a photo of your receipt to 317-4130. That number again, 317-4130. It's that easy. Distinction Milk, 100% cow's milk. Better quality, better taste. Hurry, promotion ends soon. Distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
DBS News.
Welcome to the DBS Major Morning News. I am your presenter this morning. My name is Joseph Fadul. First up this morning, a youth and community symposium are amongst events for the third Castlebruce reunion in August. Jefferson Drago of the Castlebruce Family and Friends Reunion says the organizers are a bit ahead of the events.
The third edition of the Castlebruce Family and Friends Reunion is scheduled to be held between August 10th to 17th, 2025, where we'll have Castlebrucians and Dominicans alike converge on the beautiful village of Castlebruce for a week-long activity, which includes gospel explosion, cultural night, and very important, a youth and community symposium, which will highlight the way forward for Castlebruce, which will also highlight discussions on investment opportunities, which will also highlight the way forward, how we do things to enhance our community and how we do things to empower members of our community. We look forward to Dominicans converging on Castlebruce in very large numbers. There are beside them the CO part of it. We encourage you to save the date, August 10th to 17th, 2025. Come and enjoy Castlebruce. Come and have fun in Castlebruce, where people will meet their families which they have not met for years. And so we want to encourage stakeholders, we want to encourage people that we have written to participate in this reunion. It will be a very grand event.
Jefferson Drago of the Castlebruce Family and Friends Reunion. Cabinet has approved a new policy for farm labor. Minister for Agriculture Roland Royer says the new policy will encourage migrant labor to deal with the insufficient labor for Dominican farmers.
An issue that was very topical last year, and I think it still is farm labor. I think everybody in here would have issues with the supply of reliable, quality farm labor. Cabinet has approved a policy where we can support farmers with migrant labor, but there are conditions to be met. Doctors will come and say, okay, I need to import some person to work for me. So we have policies to be met. We're working closely with the Ministry of National Security, the Ministry of Labor, and our ministry to make sure the policy is in line and we satisfy your needs. But you have a checklist to go through. Once you meet that checklist, we'll be able to assist you. So if you have issues with that, you can see us at the ministry and we can guide you as to what you need to do to have some migrant labor to support you on your farm. But we said migrant labor for the farm and for the farm only under that particular program. Other sectors will have similar programs, but for now, we're talking agriculture.
Meantime, Mr. Royer also says government will consider a farm insurance scheme for farmers.
We in hurricane season, we are frequently visited by weather systems, if not a hurricane itself, but a storm or sometimes torrential rainfall or sometimes some bad weather overnight. And farmers really suffer. But it is left to government now to really get the money to compensate farmers. And sometimes if the farmer lose $2 and they come in knocking, they want compensation. So, we've heard that. And again, the PM have to go all around looking for money to compensate. So what we're saying, yes, we can initiate something at the ministry level, government level, Ministry of Finance level, where we can consider a farm insurance scheme for farmers, maybe not doing all the crops at once, maybe looking at the most vulnerable crops like plantain, bananas, and we can have a mechanism where you can pay into. For example, in Grenada, last year, they paid into the COPEF insurance scheme, which is in Dominica, 500,000 EC. And unfortunately, they were struck by burial, and they were paid off almost $4 million. So the ministry could have gone and assist farmers by doing that. So it reduces the pressure on government to look for aid outside of that. But what we are saying, for it to be sustainable, the farmers need to contribute to that scheme. So we need to discuss a mechanism where you can contribute to that scheme. So if you're struck, you know that some level of compensation can follow soon as you are struck.
Minister for Agriculture, Roland Royer. The Ministry of Health is set to launch a number of new initiatives. The announcement has come from Minister responsible for Health, Kasani Laville.
For our ministry, there are many initiatives that you will hear about soon in this same spirit of promoting participation. We have a Red Hat Green Check initiative that will soon be launched, where we are encouraging better food choices. So what you will really see is that if there's a green check, for example, near an item, a food item or menu item at a restaurant or so on, then that would suggest that it would have met certain standards. If there's a red hat next to one of the items, it also carries a different connotation. I won't go into details right now. I'll save it for the launch. We also have a Dominica Moves initiative, which promotes physical activities, which will be launched soon, and that is very important to us. And we also have coming up a Saving This Generation initiative, where we're targeting young students, young children. Very soon we will be launching our health management and information system, which is quite important. And this ties in nicely, for example, with the Saving This Generation initiative, because this will give us an opportunity to have the baseline data, the vitals of the children, so we could track their development and so on throughout their life. So there's a lot to come. There are a lot of exciting initiatives by the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Social Services, but we cannot be successful in isolation.
Minister for Health, Kasani Laville. Finance Minister Dr. Irvin McIntyre says the government will introduce measures to deal with the cost of living when the 2025-2026 national budget is presented. He says, however, the cost of living has been influenced by external circumstances.
This was discussed in length both as a cabinet and with the different groups that we met in the consultations. So it's something that everyone has been complaining about. But the truth is, our issue here is, in our small developing island states, is really the imported inflation. It comes from outside. Now, whether it's because of the increase in the freight, whether it's increase in the insurance, whatever the case may be, whether it's the tariffs, there are quite a few different things that will affect the cost of living. But it definitely affects us here in Dominica. Having said this, we are making all sorts of adjustments to see how we can cushion the effect on the common man so that it doesn't be in such a situation where he can't even really function and survive. So yes, we are addressing it. It will be addressed in this year's budget. Rest assured, yes, we're doing something about it. But important to note also, it is an issue, it's a worldwide issue. All countries are struggling with the cost of living. So we are going to address it as much as we can. Within our powers, we'll do what we can because we need to cushion the effect on the common man. That's what our government is all about, cushioning the effect on the common man. And you also have to recognize that government is the largest consumer of goods and services in the island. So while it may affect an individual at their home, it also affects us as a government. But we're definitely addressing it.
Minister for Finance, Dr. Irvin McIntyre. Minister for Environment, Cozier Frederick, has endorsed the Dominica Hospitals Authority adopt a planter initiative at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. Minister Frederick believes the initiative should be considered a landmark project and should be extended throughout Dominica.
I want to say to the hospital authority and the members of staff here, this is such a wonderful gesture because it appears to me that sometimes we take nature around us for granted. We compartmentalize our development and we speak about issues that affect our country as it relates to particular ministries, particular departments. But I realize that we have to have a collaboration moving across our wonderful white Kubulian space. But I also say to the listening public that you have your part to play. I find when I drive around this wonderful country, there are some people who are taking this nature and this one space granted. And I suspect history will not be good to us if we do not play our part. And to say that, especially the fact that coming from the deep burdens and harshness of a colonization and exploitation of our space, we have a commitment. We just have to do it for ourselves. And so, even if we're doing this in a small space like the hospital, we have to magnify this across the region, across our white Golian space, in every school, in every community, at every village council, within every settlement across our country. We need to do those important initiatives. I think it's good leadership at the hospital to have this done.
Minister for Environment, Cozier Frederick. Meantime, Director of Engineering Services at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, Nico Laville, encourages local businesses, NGOs and individuals to adopt a planter at the hospital.
Spearheaded by the Hospitals Ancillary Services Department, this initiative invites you, all of us, the public, to help bring nature into the hospital, one planter at a time. So what is the program all about? The program is open to everyone, individuals, schools, community groups, businesses, families, government departments, and there are two options for participation. So two options for participation. Option one, self-administered care, where you take responsibility for maintaining your planter, following the guidelines from the hospital's beautification committee. And option two, hospital administered care, where for a modest contribution, the hospital provides the maintenance on your behalf. Each adopter will receive guidance and support, and all the planting plans must be approved by the committee to ensure safety, cohesion, and sustainability.
Director of Engineering Services at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital, Nico Laville. Let's move to news from the region where Prime Minister Andrew Holness of Jamaica has said that both traditional media and social media cannot be relied upon to bring the facts about the performance of his government. Holness, speaking at the party's South Trelawney constituency conference, said social media was once for fun, but some, quote, bad mind people have turned it into anti-social media, using it to tell lies, spread propaganda, and bring down people, while indicating that nothing is wrong if persons receive information from social media platforms. He suggested that many persons fall victim to the lies being peddled on social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. He said, as a political organization, it is the JLP that has to bring the facts to the supporters. On that score, Holness said he has given instructions to the party to not add to the toxicity within the media landscape. Internationally, protests against immigration raids in Los Angeles continued for a third day, with police saying downtown Los Angeles is now, quote, an unlawful assembly area. Vehicles have been set on fire and there have been some reports of looting. President Donald Trump says, and I quote, things look really bad in LA, and added, bring in the troops, unquote. The president has already called in the National Guard against the wishes of the California governor, Gavin Newsom. Protests have been mainly limited to downtown Los Angeles, a correspondent saying things seemed quieter after a violent day today. We've come to the end of the DBS Major Morning News. The best in sports comes up next. Stay tuned.
Drink and win with Distinction Milk. Purchase 2 large cans or 4 small cans of Distinction Milk and you get a chance to take home a Ninja blender, $500 cash, or $500 shopping voucher from any local store you like. Just write your name and telephone number on your receipt and drop it into the box at your store, or WhatsApp a photo of your receipt to 317-4130. That number again, 317-4130. It's that easy. Distinction Milk, 100% cow's milk. Better quality, better taste. Hurry, promotion ends soon. Distributed by Fine Foods Inc.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Covering the nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins and bidets. PVC piping, fittings and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Just Mobank me. Here's my ID.
Just Mobank me. It's that easy.
The faster, easier way to bank. NBD makes it easy to bank online, anywhere, at any time with Mobanking. The faster, easier way to bank.
The faster, easier way.
So transfer funds on Mobanking.
The faster, easier way.
way.
To pay your bills with more banking.
The faster, easier way.
So order checks on mobile banking.
The faster, easier
Pay employees
way.
on more banking.
The faster, easier way to bank. Plus, you can now top up your phone on Mo Banking. No need for cash or card. Simply log into Mo Banking to top up your phone. Visit nbdominica.com or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more details. The faster, easier way to bank.
NBD.
Your partner, your bank.
Welcome to the morning sports report. Let's begin with some volleyball news this morning. The national beach volleyball team of Mervyn Mingo and Bill Clark Frederick are champions of the Caribbean. The duo won the ECVA Under-21's men's beach volleyball title in St. Kitts on Sunday. They beat St. Lucia in the final Sunday afternoon. Meantime, the Dominican female team of Alicia Bully and Joan Pascal placed third. They won the bronze medal match, beating Anguilla. The ladies won 3 sets, winning 21-14, 22-20, and 15-5. Let's move over to some football news. National footballers Fitzjolly and Eustace Marshall are feeling confident that Dominica can get a positive result against the Dominican Republic in their final World Cup qualifier on Tuesday. The national team could finish as high as third place in the group if they are able to get all 3 points against the Dominican Republic. Both players spoke to media officer Gavin Richards from Santo Domingo following Sunday's training.
Things shaping up good with the team. The guys are in high spirits after the 3-0 victory against the BVI. The camp is in high spirit. We give Glenson a good send-off. The guys were fully focused for that task against BVI, and the same thing coming up against Dominican Republic,
All right, like you said, a big win against the BVI, and of course a lot of confidence. But what are some of the things that you could take from that encounter, especially as we were struggling to score goals in our last few games?
I think the positive is there in terms of going forward and attacking, creating. The guys were doing really well. The front three especially, who started the game, did really well, and the guys who come and the young guys who come and give a good account of themselves. So I think going forward we know we can create chances, so we're going to prove it against DR.
All right, Fitz, I want to have a quick chat with you. How are you shaping up? You had a big game, not amongst the goals, but you really controlled the midfield against the BVI.
Yeah, well, with good support, I always doing my thing. I feel like the atmosphere and, good partnership, good communication had a lot to play in my performance on Wednesday. Yeah.
All right, so guys, we know what we need to do if we're to get into third place. What do you think will be keys to victory for a Dominican team against the Dominican Republic on Tuesday?
I think one of the most important things for us is to remain compact as a team, as a group. Constant communication for the team, from the goalkeeper to the forward line. I think that is very important for us to achieve a great result on Tuesday.
Yeah, and most importantly, the few chances that we get, we have to take. So capitalize on the 1 or 2 chances that we may get, to make sure we win, because can't win a game without goals. Yeah.
All right, guys, our record against the Dominican Republic hasn't been the best in recent times. Last time we faced them was in the CONCACAF Nations League. We were beaten then. How do you guys use this now as sort of motivation, to really come out big on Tuesday?
Well, I think the motivation speaks for itself in terms of the recent performances we had. We know that we can defend. It's just to go out there and just prove that we can actually compete and beat Dominican Republic. The confidence is there in the group. The spirits are high, so it's just to go out there on Tuesday and show what we have.
Again, coming from a win, just want to reiterate, goals win games. We're coming up from a 3-0 win, so if we take that, our forwards take that goal scoring form into that next game, I feel we'll have a better chance of, coming out with a victory or a good result over DR. So just coming to the next game with that confidence, that energy from that last win, yeah.
National players Eustace Marshall and Fitzjolly. Meantime, Guatemala tops the group with 9 points and a better goal difference over Jamaica, who also has 9 points. The Dominican Republic and Dominica have 3 points each, and the British Virgin Islands are yet to get off the mark. Dominica will play the Dominican Republic on Tuesday at 7 p.m. in the Dominican Republic. GGB of Guadeloupe and Ravens of Guyana will contest the finals of the Creole Northern Conference basketball competition at the Massac Indoor Facility this evening. Both teams secured wins on the third evening of the competition. Ravens of Guyana outclassed USR of Guadeloupe 95-56. Jude Corlett 13, Huntley, Banis and Stefani converted 12 for Ravens of Guyana, while Siva Gary led the way for USR of Guadeloupe with 19. In the other match, 767 Dominators of Dominica made a strong comeback against GGB of Guadeloupe, but lost in the end 60-65. Miles Weber 20 and Jeremy Lewis scored 10 for Dominators, while Sergi Joseph dumped 8 in points. For GGB of Guadeloupe, Leslie Bengaba made 11, Hilaire 10 and John Baptiste 10. Coach of the 767 Dominators, Dunstan Maggie Peters, says while his team put on a fight, the opponents executed better on the nights.
We know that the Guadeloupe team, they're pretty organized, very composed. They don't have much. The rotation, they have 7 to 8 men. We played the best we could, but like I said, they're well organized. You understand me? So we try to use our numbers, use our speed, but there was just too big, too strong.
Yeah, but there certainly was a very good comeback by you all, but you all came very strong in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we have that never die, never give up attitude. That's what we have. It's never out. The game is never over until it's over. You know what I mean? And we fight to the end. That's the Dominators.
Who were the top guys for you all tonight?
It was a team effort. I cannot really tell, but a team effort. Kelsey guy for sure. That's the dog in our fight always. You know what I mean? Sergi Joseph, I must single him out. Big in there. You know what I mean? But overall, it was a team effort. Good team effort, good fight. Everybody fight to the end. Here we're going to play the Blazers. So two Dominica teams going to meet it. Play for the third place.
Coach of 767 Dominators, Dunstan Maggie Peters, president of the Dominica Amateur Basketball Association, DABA, is Donnie Robinson.
The tournament's been competitive. We just had two of the best teams play tonight, so the finals are set. But I think overall the tournament, a little disappointed the crowd, but the level of play has been good. Yeah, both Dominica teams will play the first game for the third place. Both teams came second in the individual zones. So yeah, it's good to a good start to our league and give guys some time to play. So two Dominica teams first and then the finals after. Well, it's good to have the visibility, the exposure, something for the players to look forward to. And I think apart from the crowd that we think could have been better, I think overall for basketball it's just the whole exposure and the competition level that we know what we're up against.
From here, what happens in terms of the local basketball?
Well, in a week from now, we hope to start off the regular season. The playoffs have started and gone. So the regular season should start a week from now, and then basketball for the next 3.5 months.
President of the DABA, Donnie Robinson. So the finals tonight will see Ravens of Guyana against GGB of Guadeloupe. And before that, in the third place match, Blazers of Dominica against 767 Dominators. That last game that I just mentioned comes on at 7 o'clock. And of course, game 2 at 9. Let's bowl over to some cricket news. West Indies head coach Darren Sammy says the team has to find a way to be better as they suffered another defeat on their tour of England. The West Indies were beaten by 4 wickets in the second T20 on Sunday and have now lost 5 white ball matches in a row against England on the current tour.
Yeah, very disappointing. The way we played in 2024, we were all looking forward to 2025, especially the contest we've had over the last 2 years against England, even though it's been at home. But we've been much more competitive in the series. So to lose both series and not get off the back yet, it's very disappointing because of the caliber of players we have in this team. I would have hoped it was enough. When you look at, the first inning average winning score is about 190. I thought we allowed them to settle in the middle between overs 7 to 15. I thought that's where we we were off the ball a lot. You know, obviously the way Rovman, Jason, and Shepard played the last 5 overs, that was just superb. But we lost it in that batting from between 7 to 10 first by not losing a wicket and only scoring, I think, 27 runs. And then we're going at just above a run a ball between 10 to 15. They took all the momentum. And even when you score 16 runs and over in the last 5, it was not enough.
West Indies head coach Darren Sammy, the third and final T20 will be played on Tuesday. West Indies batsman Alec Athanas got a half century, but the West Indies A team will still be a bit disappointed with the proceedings on the opening day of their second 4-day match with South Africa's team in St. Lucia. That's the South Africa A team in St. Lucia. Well, the West Indies A team batting first were bowled out for 220. Alec Athanas got 65, Justin Greaves 57, and Craig Brathwaite 35. The South African A team were 44 for 2 at stumps on day 1. Anderson Phillip and Johan Lane have 1 wicket each. The scores heading into day 2, it's the West Indies A 220 and South Africa 44 for 2. South Africa are trailing by 176 runs. Staying with some cricket, this time from the women's side, the West Indies women's coach Shane Dates says it's back to the drawing board following the women's disappointing showing against England. The West Indies ladies were whitewashed in both the ODI and T20 series, losing 6 matches in a row. Date says the team will have to regroup.
Yeah, I think a great opportunity, learning experience for a lot of new players we're introducing. One thing we want to improve on is win the toss. We lost 6 tosses. Well, I think we lost about 11 of the last 12 tosses, which doesn't help any time. But yeah, all jokes aside, I think we had a chance to bring some players in, some new, and that's what we're looking for. Really, our sort of season, so to speak, begins in February next year. 2026 is a massive year for us. We've got 15 ODIs that obviously go for the next World Cup qualification. We've got a Test match and a World Cup, so we've got now 8 months to. We're probably in a rebuild situation, and then we've got 8 months to really work hard. And what we do over the next 8 months off the playing field is going to be the key thing for our performance next year. We've got a lot of things we work on off the field and the team culture, and then a lot of fitness and skill work to be required to do. So we've got a great opportunity now, play a few games against South Africa, and then have a really good off-field program for 7 or 8 months, and then come back 2026, to take on the rest of the world. That's the plan, and we're really excited about it.
West Indies women's coach Shane Dietz taking us to the end of this morning's edition of the DBS Major Morning News and Sports. Thank you very much for joining us. Of course, great programming throughout this Pentecost Monday holiday. DJ Halo Boy, you're surely opening up the batting for you this morning. And of course, going to be going through until 11 o'clock tonight, right here on your nation station, DBS Radio. Batters throughout the day. Right after me, of course, there's the church service coming through this morning, right here. We're going to be live from Soufriere this morning. So we're going to be carrying the church service live coverage of the Feast of Pentecost Mass at the Soufriere Catholic Church. That's going to be brought to you compliments of the wonderful folks at the Dominica Air and Seaports Authority, DASPA. So that's this morning right here on DBS Radio. Ivola John Baptist Luge continues. Right after that, Prince Wadix takes on the afternoon batting. And then Curtis Matthew comes on as the lights come on from this afternoon into the evening. And then Stephen D will be batting under the lights until 11 o'clock tonight, right here on your nation station, DBS Radio. This has been the Major Morning News and Sports. Of course, just an alert to officials from Dowasco. We've been getting several calls and messages this morning, even while on the news. A number of messages popping through of there's water interruption in the Goodwill area. Of course, a bit of concern being expressed by the residents of Goodwill. Some parts of Goodwill have a number of them